What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Kinstretch class brought to you by Stretch Effect. My name is Coach Luke, and I'll be taking you through today's 30-minute knee-focused Kinstretch class. So we think about the knee, right? So the knee is always thought of as a hinge joint because it flexes and extends, right? But it happens a lot of times. People don't think about the fact that the knee actually has the ability to externally rotate and internally rotate, right? So a sign of a good, healthy knee is good, healthy internal, external rotation. So what happens a lot of times if you've had ACL injuries, stuff like that, doctors really focus on getting your knee to extend, which obviously is a very important thing that you should try to do. But we always don't think about the ability to maintain internal, external rotation. So the example I can use is if you're out, on like a trail run or something like that, or you step on an unstable surface, you gotta have the ability to rotate here, because if you don't have the ability to rotate there, you have to rotate from somewhere else, or that force is going to go into that tissue, and then you're not going to be able to dissipate that force or absorb that force, which eventually will cause or can cause an acute injury, right? So really having the ability to have a healthy knee external and internal rotation is not only huge for injury mitigation, but it's also good for long-term knee health. And the more that your knee can rotate, or the healthier the rotation is, the better your knees are going to function, the better they're going to feel, and the better they're going to tolerate the things that life tends to throw at you, whether you're playing sports, whether you're just running around with kids. Really want to be able to have the ability to have healthy rotating knees, because without it, you're going to wish you had worked on this stuff earlier. So we're going to start with capsule cars. We'll get right into some cars, and then we'll get into some pills and rails for internal, external rotation and flexion. So from here, we're going to take one leg. We'll start on the left leg. You're going to take this right knee under. If you want to have it out to the side, that's okay too. This may be just a little bit more comfortable. We're going to start out with just capsule cars, right? So we're going to take heels on the floor. I'm going to dorsiflex the ankles. I'm going to pull the toes out. I'm going to imagine I got like a piece of tape just right here, right? So my shin and my ankle are connected, right? So this is something you've never done before. Maybe kind of weird at first, but we're just trying to really keep the foot connected to that shin. You can go hands on the side of your tibias here, right? So your tibia. So your tibia is the shin bone here. So really all we're trying to do is take those hands and just work on rotating tibia out, and then take those hands and then rotate that tibia in. If you want to take like two hands over the shin, you can do that as well. Really just trying to get some familiarity, just rotating the tibia in that knee joint. So if you've done this before, or if this is something you're pretty familiar with, you can lean back and then work on just having that heel into the floor and just work rotation from there. So you'll see I kind of have this little bony landmark here, right? So you'll see that as it rotates, now the spine of my tibia will rotate in, tibia rotates out. So two more there, tibia rotates in, tibia rotates out. And notice I'm not just going on my foot, right? I'm rotating the heel in the floor, that's my axis point. Now tibia rotates in, we got one more, tibia rotates out. And again, you can do that from here, you can do that from here, you can do that from here. The farther, more knee extension you get, the less ability you'll have to rotate, right? So if I'm locked out on the knee, I'm not going to rotate that tibia. So more flexion you get, easier it'll be to rotate. That will come into handy here, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm using knee cars, right? So I'm going to take this set, I'm working my left knee, take my left arm under that leg, right? So I'm going to put that femur, upper thigh bone in a headlock. With my right arm, right on top of the knee, left hand grabs right bicep. So this really just puts femur in a locked in position. So as I'm rotating, I can't rotate the femur, I'm just rotating at the knee. So from here, I'm going to pull up on that toe. I'm going to externally rotate just like I did. If this is something you're new at, you can just hook here and then take this hand, rotate that femur, rotate the tibia out. While I stay out, I'm going to extend that knee, try and still stay externally rotated, and then internally rotate, right? So you'll notice the more extended that knee, the harder it's going to be to rotate, right? So now as we flex, we're going to stay internally rotated, continue internally rotate more, right? Because up here, it's hard to internally rotate, but as I flex more, it gets easier and easier and easier. So continue that force in to get more internal rotation. I'm going to externally rotate again, extend, internally rotate, flex. It's reverse directions. Stay internally rotated. I'm going to extend. I will externally rotate and flex. The same thing here. As I flex, I'm continuing to try to externally rotate more. Let's go one more. Internally rotate. From there, you can extend externally rotate. As I flex, I continue to try to externally rotate even more. Very good. From there, let's go to our other side. So from there, we'll do the same thing. We'll do our capsule cars. So you can do your capsule cars here. You can do it in the same position that we started our cars. If you want to just go hands on the shin, make sure that heel stays in the floor. And I'm just going to rotate, rotate. Heel stays down. That's my axis point. I'm just going to rotate, rotate. Let's do five reps if you want to get to practice there. Just rotating that tibia in the knee joint. That's 4, 4, one more here. And then just like all the other capsule cars we've done, whether they're hips or their shoulders, always trying to rotate more, try to push into that boundary, push into where it feels restricted. That's how you get more comfortable at further ranges of motion. From there, let's get into full cars. Right arm comes under, left arm comes over the top. If you want to grab bicep here, that just makes sure the femur stays locked. And now I will externally rotate, extend, internally rotate, continue to try to internally rotate as I flex. Let's go externally rotate, extend, internally rotate, continue to try as you flex, and let's get switch directions there. Stay internally rotated, extend, externally rotate, flex, external rotation, go kind of out here, right? We go one more, internal, extend, external, and flex. So if you want to get here, we can do some capsule cars there, do some capsule cars here. We'll come back to the capsule cars later in the class. And now we're going to go back to that left hip or left knee. We're going to work on some internal rotation fails and rails. So I'm going to take that same arm under here. I'm going to grab this bicep. Instead of grabbing up here, now my right hand will grab not the outside of my foot per se. I don't want to work the ankle capsule right now. I'm trying to grab like the outside, like the base of the foot, kind of ankle area here. And I'm just going to use that to pull me into more internal rotation. Okay, so this is right here. What you can do too is you can take this block and you can pull it if you want the block kind of at like the base of your hamstring, and then you can have nice and tight pressing into the block under the body as well. That's something you can do just to kind of get more force in that position. But for now, let's just go here, right? So you see I'm internally rotated, femur is locked, tibia is in. I'm grabbing outside of the foot, outside the ankle. This hand grabs the bicep, and then I'm just going to breathe, and I'm just going to relax into that stretch. From there, we're just continuing to try to internally rotate more, not just trying to pull up the foot, but I want to pull up the full ankle foot complex. So that connects to my tibia. As I do so there, pulls me into more internal rotation. Okay? From there, I'm just going to breathe, and then we're going to do some pails and rails. So my pails will be driving foot and hand into each other, right? So my foot's trying to externally rotate, hand doesn't let that happen. So I'm getting that contraction here. I'm going to build that up for 10, hold that for another 10, and then my rails will be trying to not just pull the foot into more internal rotation, but the whole tibia into internal rotation as I pull off or pull away from the hand. Okay? So I'm going to grab the bicep. Here, heels on the floor, I'm internally rotate as much as I can be. Take a breath in, start grabbing out into that hand pulled back into that foot. We're contracting all of this stuff along the tibia. As I rotate, try to rotate out of internal rotation. So we're at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Max effort drive. Keep driving out. Keep driving out. All this working right here. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rails. Now I'm trying to rotate more away from my hand. Hand stays there. I'm just trying to internally rotate this femur more, get more internal rotation. Go to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. That was internal rotation fails rails. Now we will do our external rotation fails rails. So we'll go into that externally rotated position. So it's going to be a little bit different. My right hand is going to come to the top of my left knee. I'm going to tension this leg in. I'm not going to pull the whole leg in. So I'm just gonna pretty much just tension it just to keep this leg here. And this left hand, so same side, will grab the inside of the leg now. So now this pulls me into more external rotation. So this hand is just holding the leg there. I'm not trying to wrench them apart. I'm just trying to keep this leg still. This hand will pull into external rotation. And now I'm working the tibia moving in this direction. Same thing, we'll just kind of hang out here, breathe. Each exhale, you get a little bit deeper into that range of motion. Just allow that position to open up as you breathe, as you relax. So in this case, the pils and rails will be pils, foot and hand drive together. So my foot's trying to now internally rotate that tibia. Hand is trying to pull me into more, right? So I'm contracting into one another to get that good tension coming this way. And then my rails, my hand will stay still, knee stays here just to hold that femur in place. And now I'm trying to pull my foot away from my hand into more external rotation of that tibia. Okay, so we'll finish the pils and rails here, and then we'll get into some more cars and capsule cars. Okay, so stay in this position here, right there, pulling away from each other. Take one more big deep breath. Belly breathe into that femur, into that big thigh bone right there, and then we're gonna go here. Take a breath. Solidify the core, solidify the torso, and start driving foot and hand into one another. Hands trying to rotate with the internal rotation, foot's trying to pull in more external rotation. We're building up that contraction. We're at 50%, 60%, 70, 80, 90, and 100% effort. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails now. I'm trying to pull my foot off that hand. Hand stays still. Foot's just trying to rotate out more into more external rotation. Keep rotating for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. All this working. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Nice. Okay, let's go right into some more capsule cars. So we're just gonna be here. You can put our hands behind you. Let's just work rotation there. We can even hook, make sure nothing else is moving. Just work heel into the floor. Rotate, rotate. Okay, from there, sit back a little bit. Let's come like, not necessarily 90, but kind of halfway between full flexion and then about 45 degrees. It's just the same thing. So I'm just gonna rotate, rotate. Just trying to rotate tibia. If you want to use your hand, you can go there. If you want to just stay hooked, just rotate the tibia. This is something you haven't really worked before. Maybe a new area for you. These tissues may be kind of tired by now. Okay, the last one, we'll go to 90. So here, just move straight out. Look straight out. External, internal, external, internal, external. Last one. Internal rotation. Come back down. Reset the tension. I'm gonna go right back into full knee cars here. So I'm gonna go there. Externally rotate. Extend. Internally rotate. Flex. Externally rotate. Extend. Internally rotate. Flex. And reverse directions. Internal. Extend. External. Flex. Internal. Extend. External. And flex. Ooh, shake it out. A lot of work on that knee if you've never done it before. So I'm going to go to my right knee now. I will take the left leg under. Right arm comes under that knee. Pull that in place. We've already done our capsule cars and our cars. So we'll get right into some pils and rails. We'll do one set, for internal. And then we'll do one set external. And we'll go into capsule cars, back into our cars. And then we're going to work some knee flexion here. Okay, so let's go. Right arm under. Hook the bicep. Left hand goes not to the outside like the toes, but more kind of foot and ankle. And that just helps you pull into more internal rotation. Okay? So here we're nice and tight. If you want to be there, you can. If you want more out here, it's up to you, whatever's most comfortable. Whatever allows you to feel like you get the most internal rotation stretch. And out here, breathe. This is a good position to actually practice belly breathing. So now you have your femur, you have your thigh right on your belly. As you inhale, think stomach expands into the thigh, and as you exhale, stomach collapses and you get some space between the belly and the thigh. So the more we practice that belly movement, is the more you can relax, the more your body can kind of tone down, the more range your body's going to give you, the easier it's going to be to get more internal rotation, right? So this isn't quite the same stretch that you'll get, say, on like your hips or your hamstrings, anything like that, but it still abides by the same rules, right? So the more I can relax, the more my body's going to give me internal rotation. So just quick review, my pales will be driving foot and ankle into my hand, right? So I'm trying to externally rotate out of this position. Hand is trying to pull that foot into more internal rotation. So you get this contraction, isometric contraction, as you try to drive out with the foot, in with the hand. We're going to build that up for 10 seconds, and then we're going to hold a max effort for 10 seconds. And then our rails is a 15-second contraction, hand staying still, foot trying to rotate internal, foot and tibia, mainly right, knee is trying to rotate, internally rotate more. Okay? So we got one set here. So grab that foot, grab that ankle, internally rotate that tibia. Remember, this is all coming from the knee, right? This is all about trying to rotate from up here as the axis point is down here. Okay, so grab here, take a breath in. So I've got foot and ankle into that hand trying to pull into more internal rotation. Build that contraction up. We're at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and max effort drive for 10. 9, 8, 7, should go all this, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Pull, 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 pull. More internal rotation. Hand stays still on the foot. Now I'm just trying to internally rotate more. I'm trying to get more rotation of that tibia going in. Keep rotating, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Nice work. That was internal rotation, pale drills. Now we will work our external rotation. So I'm going to grab, left hand grabs right knee, right hand, got a nice little pop there, grabs the inside of my foot. So I'm not pulling again, right? I'm not trying to rip them apart. This hand is more stabilizing here, just so I don't, as I pull this way, I'm not pulling the whole leg out. This hand, right hand, pulls instep of foot into more external rotation of this tibia here, okay? So quick recap, right? Tails, foot's driving in, and hand is trying to pull out more. Build that up for 10, and then max effort for 10. Rails, foot is now externally rotating more, hand is staying still, and now foot is trying to rotate into more external rotation, right? Or knee, I should say, right? But the foot is where we're really trying to think about that movement, because now, as it pulls off the hand, that's what's going to pull my tibia to more external rotation. Okay? So from there, grab the leg, sit up nice and tall, hand is tensioning in, right hand tensions out, take a breath in, foot starts driving into the hand starts driving into the foot. We're at 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%, 70, 80, 90, and 100% effort 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Now I'm trying to pull away from my hand. Leg stays still. Tibia is now externally rotating more. You can use this hand as a kind of a guide. Let's get there. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Millimeter more range there. So back to 3-position capsule cars here. So we'll start heel on the floor, just like that. I'm just going to externally rotate, internally rotate. If this is your first time doing it, you should feel a lot more awareness, a lot more control, a lot more connection to that tibial rotation. If you've done this plenty of times before, you should definitely feel like you just gained a little bit more awareness, a little bit more range of motion in those rotations. But that's not something people tend to spend a whole lot of time working on. So you can kind of see a pretty quick improvement in terms of how you not only can control that rotation without using your hand, but also as you, from one session to the next, improve your ability to internally and externally rotate. From there, let's go under, hook the bicep, grab the knee, we're gonna go down. So not full flexion, not 90, about 45 degrees. External, internal, external, internal, one more, just like all the other capsule cars. Coming back into that boundary, push into it where it feels uncomfortable, where it feels the weakest, that's where we move the most, right? Internal rotation, go up to 90, external, internal, external, internal, one more, external, internal, and back down, the ankle level rotation if you need to. I'm gonna go two knee cars each direction here, so let's go external rotation, extend, internal rotation, flex, external rotation, extend, internal rotation, flex. Now I'm staying internally rotated, I extend, external, flex, internal, extend, external, and flex. Good work. That was two cards in each direction. I'm gonna go right into the side lying knee flexion pills and rails here. So if you have a block, you can use that as a pillow. If not, you can use your arm as a pillow, something just to kind of rest your head on. I'm gonna go, so I'm gonna take my bottom leg will be straight. I'm gonna take my top leg. I'm gonna grab that shin, and I'm just gonna hang out here. So you can go there. I'm just gonna hold. Lay on my pocket, lay on my zipper. I'm gonna hold in knee flexion. Okay, so knee, this left knee will stay in line with my straight right leg. Make sure ribs are down, core is engaged. And I'm just gonna breathe here, getting a good quadricep stretch, right? So these muscles here, a good stretch. Make sure ribs are down, core is engaged. I'm not arching through the lower back. I wanna make sure all that stretch is happening in the quads. Okay, so we're just gonna go one round of pills and rails here for knee flexion. This will be something that you can work on if you want to pause the video and you want to get multiple rounds in, or first time doing it, start with one. As you build up more kind of awareness, you can definitely do it for multiple rounds. You can use your multiple position. Of course, you can do this from standing as well. This is a very accessible position for a lot of people. So we're just going to go continuous stretch, just like all pills and rails. We're holding the stretch for about 2 minutes. May not get quite to about 2 minutes in this case. What we'll do is our pills will be me trying to extend my knee into my hand, right? So I'm trying to do this, right? As I press into that hand, right? So I'm trying to extend more. Hand will just stay there, not allowing that to happen. Build it up for 10. We're gonna hold the max effort for 10. And then my rails, my hand will stay still, knee stays still, and I'm just trying to pull my heel. I'm trying to contract my hamstring to flex my hamstring towards my butt. I'm gonna hold that for about 15 seconds. I'm gonna switch sides, okay? Ribs down, core's engaged, knees together, hand grabs the foot. Should have been about here for about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. Take a breath in, brace the core, and then slowly start extending the knee, extend the foot into the hand. Go 10%, 20%, 30%, really hook that hand on that ankle. Make sure nothing else moves. We're at 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% effort. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Nothing else moves. I'm just trying to pull my heel towards my butt. This hamstring should be firing right now. Never contract in the short position. You may cramp up. That is totally okay. We got another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Ooh, and come down. Like I said, that's something that's new for you. If you haven't done that a whole lot, that deep kind of contraction here is going to be something that's, those hamstrings need to function and contract in that short position, but they rarely do. So that can be something it's just your body's not used to, your body's not really aware of. So that's what's going to cause that kind of crampy feeling. So the more you do it, the stronger you get, less that will happen. One round on the left. Let's go one round on the right. So again, use that block, use the hand here. You rather just go there, by all means do so. Bottom leg is straight, so think straight line from heel, knee, hip, shoulder, top hand, like you saw on the other side, right? Really get a good grip. So you don't want to just be in the fingers. Really hook that leg so you get a good stretch, but you also have good leverage to not lose that as you're trying to extend. Okay, so from there, side line, ribs are down, core engaged, right arm will be arched. Make your body stay still. Right leg's in line with the left leg. We're just gonna hang out here. If you want to go in front, you want to go there, whatever is best for you. We're just gonna breathe, stretch those quads, try to pull the heel towards the butt. Okay, so just a quick reminder, tails, build it up for 10, extending knee, driving shin into hand, right? Build that up for 10, and then we're gonna max effort hold for 10. That'll be our tails. And then our rails, keeping everything else still, everything else engaged. I'm going to try to pull my heel, my right heel, towards my right butt cheek, actively using the hamstring to contract. And then as you contract, you can also use that right hand just to pull you a little bit deeper, and making sure it's coming from the knee, from the hamstring, and not by arching my back and that, right? So I want to really accentuate ribs down, core engaged, kind of nice tight body position. This left hand can also press on the floor, that's good for you too. And left leg can press on the floor. The more tension, right, just like anything we can create, the better, because in that case we can get more out of that hamstring contraction. Okay? Got one round, deep knee flexion here. Really just work on contracting those hamstrings. Gotta pull the right heel to the right butt cheek. Got one set, 10-second pills building, 10-second rails max, or 10-second pills, max contractions for 20 seconds, 15-second rails, and we'll finish the cars. Okay? So from here, arm goes down, the left leg down, take a breath in, get a good grip on that shin, and start slowly extending knee, pressing shin into hand. We're at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Pull that right heel, right butt cheek. You can use that hand to guide you into a little bit more quad stretch. Keep going. Make sure you're contracting, ribs you down, not arching the back. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, really squeeze, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly come out of that there. Ooh, that was good. Again, relax, nice. Okay, so finish. We are right about done, so we'll finish with one more round of 2 knee cars on each side, and we'll call it a day. Left leg, we just work the right one, so we'll give that one a little bit of a break. So let's go left arm under, right hand grabs knee, left arm grabs right bicep, the left hand grabs right bicep, external, extend, internal, flex, external, extend, internal, flex, and reverse, internal, extend, external, flex. So we talked about in the beginning of class, every time, always fighting for more. Even if it doesn't feel like you're getting more, always trying to internally rotate as much as possible, all the way up. Externally rotate. Now as I flex, I'm trying to really just externally rotate as much as possible. Okay, let's do one more there, just so we can kind of practice that a little bit more. Now keep externally rotating, all the way bottom, and switch. Go, right arm under, grab the left bicep, left hand grabs right knee, externally rotate, keep fighting for more external as I extend, internally rotate, keep fighting for more internal as I flex. External, extend, internal, flex, reverse direction, stay internal, keep trying to get more internal rotation, stand up, externally rotate, not just the foot, but the whole tibia. Keep fighting for more external. Last one, internal. Right there, right? Tibia goes in, up, out, and down. You can always get more capsule cars all the way through the range of motion. That's gonna be something you're gonna want to practice more, especially if it's the first time doing it. Woo! That was a 30-minute knee-focused Kinstretch class. That was our first strictly knee focused knee stretch class, so you can take any components of those and work on them more. I encourage you to work on the knee cars and the capsule part especially. The better you get at the rotation, the better everything else is going to feel. So you can add those in as your warm-ups. You can add those in on your own kind of special knee-focused training days. And I just encourage you to continue to practice these. The better you get at them, the better you're going to feel, the better you're going to function, and everything else that you want to do. So again, thank you for joining me in today's class, and I hope to see you there.